Hello and welcome to McClendon Studios, Random Thoughts and Observations, and I'm your host, David E. McClendon Sr. And today we're going to talk about the Wavin Man. Many years ago, when I was studying to be an EMT, I was in the Ivor Rescue Squad, and the tones went off, and it went out, and I don't remember exactly the 10 code they used. I think it was 1016, but I'm not positive, which was the 10 code for a train wreck. Well, I climbed into the ambulance, and the one gentleman that climbed in with me was a young EMT, and he had misheard it and heard it was a signal 16, and I may be getting these numbers wrong, but that was the signal for a burn. And so he prepared for a burn, and I was pretty sure it's gone at 1016, and I tried to tell him that, but he was sure that he had heard the signal 16. So along we went, and we got up to right in front of what had been Anchor Mobile Homes in Star, South Carolina. It was an old closed down place that had at one point in time manufactured mobile homes, or manufactured what's now called manufactured housing. Anyway, what had happened was a gentleman had had a few too many and had tried to jump the train that would travel from Anderson down to Iowa onto Calhoun Falls and beyond, picking up pulpwood to take to different pulpwood mills where they make paper or other paper products or other products out of the pulpwood. Well, the gentleman had decided to jump the train, and being that he was just a little bit unsteady because of his alcohol, he slipped and he slid up under the train. The train cut across both of his legs. Well, we arrived, and because I was the low man on the totem pole, which I can say that, and it's not racist because I'm part American Indian or Native American or just plain Indian. Anyway, since I was the low man on the totem pole, I was given the task of retrieving his legs, wrapping them in a sterile blanket, and carrying them into the ambulance and then into the hospital. These legs were bloody, but because of the weight of the train, it had cut off the blood flow so that he wasn't actively bleeding at the time. Otherwise, he probably would have bled to death on the way to the hospital. Anyway, we got to the hospital. I carried these legs in and got back, and lo and behold, I had missed supper that night. Well, my mom was very nice, and she offered to go ahead and reheat my supper for me, and guess what she served me? That's right, barbecued chicken leg quarters. So here I was, I had taken bloody legs into the ambulance, held them all the way to the hospital, carried them into the hospital, and here I was having barbecue with all the red sauce on it, chicken leg quarters, which I decided if I can get these down, I can do anything. Years later, I read in the Anderson Independent-Mail a story that was called Wavin Man. Well, the gentleman that wrote the article, who later became a friend of ours, his name was Steve Biondo, he had written because he had heard about this man that stood on the side of the road waving his passersby from his wheelchair. Passers-by from his wheelchair. Anyway, what it was the guy that had been hurt in the train accident, who was receiving a check from the railroad for his disability now, would sit on the side of the road in his wheelchair. He had nothing really to do with his time, so he'd wave at cars as they passed by. And Steve Biondo had heard about the guy, and he dubbed him the Wavin Man, and he wrote about, hey, Wavin Man, why don't we get together and discuss philosophies of life? And I thought it was funny that here Biondo was writing about this guy as if it was some great mystery to why the guy was there, and everybody from around Iowa knew what had happened and knew him, and it wasn't any mystery to us, but to some people it was a mystery. Well, that's the story of the Wavin Man, my experience as a pre-EMT, doing that in honor of my youngest son, Davey, or David Jr., at his request. So if you have any questions, comments, or whatever, drop us a note at Gindy's Videos, that's GINDYSVIDEOS, at gmail.com, Gindy's Videos at gmail.com, and we thank you.
This is a Federal Trade Commission required notice. When you click on an advertisement that is displayed with this video, or just before it, we receive a small commission. Sometimes, if you merely watch an ad, we receive commission. If you purchase anything by clicking on links on any of our websites, we receive a commission as well.
McClendon Studios is a participant in the Amazon Services LLC Associates Program. an affiliate advertising program designed to provide a means for sites to earn advertising fees by advertising and linking to Amazon.